Hi everyone,
Hello everyone.
welcome to today's live show, guys. We are going to discuss a lot of stuff, a lot of good news today, especially for those who were waiting for 189 invitations. So we have received 189 invitation today. So a lot of our clients got invited. I hope many of you got invited as well. Please help me in double tapping the screen and sharing this live so we can find at least 50 or 60 viewers and we can get started with today's live show. If you are on TikTok, if you are on Facebook, please help me in sharing this live show. And you can start posting your questions in the comment box and start double tapping the screen. Okay. So we are taking questions on all platforms, including Facebook, including YouTube, as well as on TikTok. So you can start posting your questions. Now, quick wrap up about. I think I'll wait for some more people to join before we do wrap up. I'm looking for 50 viewers. So let's double tap the screen and help us getting 50 viewers. All right. We have 14, 15 viewers. Start asking your questions, guys. We are ready to answer your questions now. So I would recommend everyone to bring questions on YouTube or on Facebook, but it's okay if you want to start asking questions on TikTok. That's fine as well. Okay. So we'll probably start from the very first question, Mary.
Sure. So, Royal Jammu says, "What is the chances of Welder in Western Australia at 65 points?" Please reply, sir. So,
Western Australia was look. So 189 is a state independent. So for 189, you could be living in any state. You can still get invited. We have seen in previous years. I think I mentioned the same thing in the last live show as well. Generally, for welders, you don't get like big number of invitations as a welder occupation. I'm not sure what is the reason. We do require lots of welders in Australia because they do work in different industries and are a critical part of Australian, especially the manufacturing industry and even to some extent construction industry. But we don't see a lot of invitations in welder. If you are a welder, try to maximize your point. I haven't heard any welder was invited in this this invitation round, but I may be incorrect. So if you guys have received a invite as a welder, please help us understanding what were your points. If your visa is running out soon, probably explore employer sponsored visa options, because generally employer sponsored visa options are better for welders because they are working at a critical role. Your employer is willing to sponsor you, so you can probably focus on employer sponsored visa if you don't get invited. And remember, even if you get employer sponsored visa, you can still get invited for 189 if you meet minimum requirements. But when we talk about state based visas such as 190 and 491, if you are a employer sponsored visa holder, then states generally consider application on case by case basis, especially if you have your employer sponsored visa valid for more than 12 months. They may ask the state, or they may ask your employer's permission before inviting you through state nomination program. So it could change, it could vary case by case basis and state to state. But I wish you all the best. I hope you get you have your employer lined up, or you may get invited for employer sponsored 189 or 190 or 491 in future.
sure.
I've got a question from Yogesh. Guys, we are taking all the questions from on YouTube and Facebook, preferably, because we are able to show the question to everyone and everyone knows what we are discussing. So if you want to bring all the questions on YouTube or on Facebook, that'll be wonderful. But if you can't come on those platforms, we are also taking questions from TikTok too. So I have this question from Yogesh Kanasi or Kanasi. Yeah.
So he's after 16 months over for SA 190 waiting for grant. When will grant, as per your knowledge?
I can just give you a bit of idea. I think just give me one sec. I will try to show you my screen if I can. So you are saying you have lodged 190. I'll select 190. This is something that we also use as a tool. And suppose if you have lodged your visa on 15th of December 2023, I have to select the date here. So if you're saying roughly 16 months, so that should be not 2023, it should be around 2024,
yeah.
and probably maybe March,
yeah.
just a tentative date. So say March 15. So suppose if you have lodged your visa during that time, you are still within the 90% of applications processing limit. So you can see 18 months is the average time that takes for 90% of the applications to be processed. So you're just here. When this thing becomes here or comes here, anywhere in the yellow, you can always write to global feedback unit, and sometimes they can, put the case notes and stuff to your case officer, and hopefully you will see a decision on your file.
Right.
Okay. Continue asking questions on each platform. I'm going to take question from Mohan Singh. Mohan is B.Ed completed in 2025. PT academics 64 overall, looking for diploma in early childhood in Australia and New Zealand. Is it possible? I think from Australia, if you have completed B.Ed, you can apply for Master in Early Childhood in Australia. Your English score seems to be just on top, but there are many other things, financials, the funds, and all those things you would be required to show. Mohan? So if you are in India, it is worth going to a nearest IDP office probably and get your profile assessed. We also do some offshore visas, but we only deal in cases where finances are genuine and the profile is very, very strong. Okay. You can send us a message on WhatsApp +6145216920. The number is scrolling at the bottom, and I'll get my education counsel to have a preliminary look at your circumstances and see if we can assist you from here. Okay.
Sure. So take question from here.
Yeah, Royal.
This is already taken. This
Royal
We've done this one. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
So Sabah 189 round today for agriculture consultant. Any chance for 85 points?
So I'm not aware of any agriculture consultant. Unfortunately, we haven't seen a lot of agriculture consultants invited in last 12 to 18 months, especially for 189. I really don't know what is the reason. Agriculture is not in priority in most states. I think there are a couple of states that take agriculture seriously. I think New South Wales, they had agriculture in priority. But apart from that, if you don't get invited for 189, see the criteria, wait for the criteria for 491 and 190, and relevant job may be a factor that can help you secure 190 or 491 if you don't get invited for 189. Salman is asking,
I have launched my visa 190 application on 14th Jan. Medicals were requested in June and got medical clearance in July. My occupation 133512. What should I expect?
So Salman Akhtar, I have just shown you visa processing times just a minute ago. The same thing applies to you as well. Okay, you can have a quick look. Currently, we are looking at least 18 months of processing time for subclass 190.
So maybe next year sometime. Yeah. Okay.
We are taking Flash 9's question. My wife will complete 3 years on her 482 visa this November and wants to stop work after applying for TRT. Due to her being pregnant, is that going to affect the outcome of 186 TRT application? Okay, if her leave is paid, then it should not have any impact, because when you are getting paid for the leave, you're considered to be working. But if she's not working and if she's quitting the job, then it could cause a problem in the nomination. Okay, depending upon how the nomination is lodged. Your migration agent is the best person to advise you on that. So guys, if you have a migration agent, please don't bring all the questions here. If you already have an agent and you trust that agent, if that agent is doing a great job for you, I don't think you should get confused bringing those questions here. And also you need to bear in mind that any questions that you ask on social media platforms, any information or answers that we provide to you are generic only, and it may not directly apply to your individual circumstances. If you want us to assist your circumstances and help you assess your circumstances and help you framing a plan and address your questions, you can simply head to our website at www.eems.com.au, book appointment from there. You can also send us a message on WhatsApp. You'll get a reply back message which will have all the details of our website. Okay, so we will be back with the TikTok questions.
Okay.
Charisma, look, lots of questions will get scrolled up. Okay, so guys, if we are not answering your question, that means we were not able to see your questions. Especially on TikTok, it becomes too messy, but we will try to pick good questions that has enough material for us to speak, so everyone can learn at the same time.
Okay, a question from Deep says, when 485 visa expired, we can apply child schooling visa under 10 years.
That's a very good question. So can you apply for a child schooling visa under 10 years? 485, while you are a holder of 485 visa, you won't be able to lodge any visa application if it is in the student visa category while onshore. So you need to go offshore, only then child can apply for student visa. Charisma,
Ian with 90 points. Which state will be better this year, SA or WA?
Ian with 90 points, which state is better this year, SA or WA? I would recommend outer regional South Australia. That will open up your profile for 190 as well as 491.
Yeah.
And Western Australia, look, there are lots of ENs waiting in Western Australia as well. I'm not sure whether you understand Hindi or not, but I always say this: Western Australia में कोई लड्डू नहीं रखे, वहाँ पे जाओगे और लड्डू मिलेंगे आपको, ठीक है? So don't make a move to state just randomly or asking from your friends. Go, if you have a plan to move to a state, please discuss this with the migration agent before making that move, so you know what to do after you move.
All right. The next question from Malik. 491 carpenter, chances of 75 points in Victoria.
Victoria, 491, I think you can get 491 carpenter, chance of 75 points in Victoria. I'm not sure why you're looking for 491 only. Okay, because of your points, you only have 60 points. So because most of the people who were on 65 points or just higher points as a carpenter, they got invited today. So that means there won't be many EUIs left in the system. So I think you have good chances of getting invited if you meet all the criteria and currently employed in Western Australia, so in Victoria regional.
Sure.
Show a question on YouTube. I think we have a question from Shoail Malik from Doha. Approximate how many invitations issued today or subclass 189 round? This is really important, guys. So 64 people viewing us on TikTok. I want everyone to come to YouTube. I'm going to show you my YouTube channel because I'm sharing screen and critical information how 189 rounds they work. So it would be good for me to show you the screen and okay, just give me 1 sec. I'm going to show you my YouTube channel. So this is our YouTube channel. I hope you're able to see Mohinder Mara Agent, and you can see us. We are live at the moment, both of us. Okay, so Mohinder Mara Agent, please come to YouTube because I'm going to discuss a question. I'm going to answer a question from Shoaib Malik. His question was approximately how many invitations issued today for subclass 189. So I'm going to show you how you can check from department's website. Okay, here we go. So what I would do, I would go to my browser and I will search 189 round. Okay, so if I search 189 round, okay, so generally it is the first link of Department of Home Affairs, okay, where all this data is published. Right now, you may not get all the information today because the round just happened just this morning. Okay, you may not have all that information handy in here, but it gives you a little bit of information about 189 rounds. So the latest round in this data is on 7th of November. I think when few weeks have passed from today, then they may update this website and you can see all the statistics here. So at this stage, you can only see the number of invitations that were given on 7th of November 2024. So probably wait for maybe 1 or 2 weeks and they will update this new data here as well. Remember, when you get a 189 round, they wait for at least 60 days, because when you get invited for 189 visa, they give you 60 days to lodge your visa application. So generally, next 189 round will happen after 2 months from today, or some more than 2 months, either at 2 months or more than 2 months. It can never happen before 2 months, because the people who have been invited in the previous round, the department wants to make sure all those invitations are converted into the visa applications. So they get they get a bit of idea how many places we are still left with. Remember, when they invite one person, they know with one invitation maybe 2 or 3 visa applications will be going on. Sometimes we have spouse and sometimes we also have children. So if all people who get invited will lodge their visa application, department would know how many more invites to give. And most of these systems are probably run by a computer software, and that's why when invitation rounds happen, all that information takes some time to be published on department's website. So this is the data that was given on 7th of November 2024. It shows information about that round. So new round information will also be published. They also show cutoff points as well. And not only that, they also have other information if you check here. So they also give you state and territory allocation as well, updates as well. It is the same page where they give you this update. Okay. And if you check above here, just here, occupation ceiling, that means an occupation ceiling means there may be an upper limit or how many expression of interest with that specific occupation we can invite from occupation group. So we don't have that data, how many they invite. But I believe occupations such as health, maybe, and registered nurses and stuff, they may invite maybe 5, 7, or 8, maybe 1,000 EUIs in any round, because that is highly desired occupation in Australia. We need a lot of registered nurses. So they do have some ceiling, but we don't know how much ceiling applies to which occupation. Okay. They have also given you information about invitation process. If you look at here, I hope all of you guys are able to read it. So you see that they have given information about the invitation process. So what they are saying, the highest ranked EUI by point score will be invited to apply for their visa before an EUI with a lower point score. So that means that if you have the highest points in your EUI, you will be considered. But if they see 10 people on the highest points, say at 85, they have 10 people, and they only have like ceiling of 5 invitations, and they have 10 people. So now this will apply for EUIs who have equal point scores. We will determine the time and date at which EUI reached its score for that subclass. That's a really, really important point. So the quicker you get 79, the quicker you get your superior English, the quicker you get your NATI results, the better it is, because it will be updated in your EUI. So they are saying we call this a tie break or date of effect. The EUI with an earlier date of effect will be invited before EUIs with a later date of effect. Super important so it's not if your EUI is old, it is going to be preferred. No, not only that, they are looking at just points and at what date you received those points, or if those points were updated on your EUI. That's what matters a lot. Okay. All right. So we are continuing to answer questions here. The next question comes from, I think, Saleh, I think Sohail Malik, your question is answered in detail. So next question is coming from OK. Bituhir. For British passport holder, what is the best way to move to Australia? So look, for British passport holders, there is no visa that you can get in Australia by default. Unfortunately, there's only one country in the world that can get on arrival visa for Australia, and you can work from the day one, and that is New Zealand, because we have trans-Tasman relationship, Australia and New Zealand. So New Zealand passport holders can come to Australia and get on arrival visa and can start working right away from the day one. And there are many other benefits too. However, if you are a passport holder of any other country, including UK, USA, Canada, Germany, all the countries in Europe, you need a visa to come to Australia, and you will be treated in the same way as a person who is in India or other countries are waiting for invites. So either you come through, if you want to come here to settle, then either you come through general skilled migration 189, 190, 491, or you come through a student visa here and work your way to general skilled migration in future, or you come through employer sponsored visa, or you come through a partner visa if you have Australian citizen and permanent resident who is willing to sponsor you on a partner visa. So these are some generic information. This is some generic information about Australian visas. Okay, so there are lots of people out there who may be eligible for general skilled migration under, especially those who are based in UAE, Dubai, Qatar, and you are working either as a carpenter. Your English level is of 6 each. You've got 3, 4, 5 plus years of work experience. You've got all the evidence. Those people are highly in demand in Australia. It is coming to Australia is an expensive process, especially getting work visa, but it is doable. So if you are based in any of those countries, even European countries, we see lots of our Indian brothers and sisters working in Europe, Italy, France, Germany, even in the UK. You are working in construction related occupations, tiling, you are a cabinet maker, all these are highly required occupations. If you are happy to spend money to make your case for Australia, it is possible. So how you can get started, our number is scrolling on the screen. If you're on TikTok, you can visit my profile and get number from there, and we have also posted number here as well, if you can see there. And if you are on YouTube, you can see number here scrolling down here, on Facebook as well. So you can get in touch with us and we can help you out. So we are back on most of the questions on YouTube and Facebook are answered. I think there's one more. Hello, sir. I have 70 points in painting, didn't get invitation. So painting were invited, I think, at 75 and higher. And painting, again, even though construction related occupation, but a lot of people are waiting. So if you don't, if you did not get invite now, probably work on your points. If you increase your points by 5 or 10 more, you may have a great case for 189. If not, then we look for 491 and 190, depending on the state you are living in. Okay. Susan, I do not have any information about your occupation. Computer network and system engineer, ICT project manager, 90 points, 190, 100 points for 4 working nominated occupation, Western Australian graduate chance. So I think, Susan, for you, Western Australian graduate stream could be good for you. So you may want to wait for Western Australia to open a first state nomination.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take a question here then.
Why not?
All right, we have a questions from Eagles. Can I come back into Australia with a bridging visa B if I do not hold active COE and I'm appealing for subclass 500? So I think
it's a student visa related question.
Yes,
guys, we are not taking any calls during the live show. So if you call me now, you will just your call will not be attended.
Yeah.
So just give me 1 sec. I'll be right back with you. Just give me 1 sec. I'm just trying to find a way to. Just give me a second, guys. Okay, so if you guys are struggling to find our YouTube, I am just posting in the status of my just posting the link in the status. There we go. On WhatsApp. So you have the number everywhere. You can check WhatsApp as well. So you can, it will directly take you to our YouTube.
We'll come back to the same question.
Yeah.
Can I come back to Australia with bridging visa B if I don't hold active COE and I'm appealing for subclass 500? I think he must be the ART.
ART. Look,
Sure.
If you don't hold a COE, there is a risk. If you get stopped at airport, there's a certain degree of risk that you have. Lately, it has reduced. People are not generally getting stopped at airport. The risk, the compliance has reduced a bit, I think. but it is risky. So if you are offshore and you are coming, you are traveling on bridging visa B, to remove that risk or mitigate that risk, I would recommend you to have a COE. If you want our assistance, we can help you. Please send us a message on WhatsApp, and I'll get my education counselor to get in touch with you and see if we can assist you. Okay, I've got a question from Naoli Muthu Thandiri. Hi, sir. Was electrical engineer occupation invite sent out in today's round? If so, what was the cutoff? I am not aware of any electrical engineers, Naoli. But generally, the cutoff for electrical engineers would be around 90 or 95. If you have anything less than that, probably not very competitive. Priyesh is saying, is there any update regarding the 491 Pathway 1 New South Wales invitation round? So Priyesh, nothing has, there's no movement in terms of state allocation yet. The allocation hasn't come. If there's no allocation, the states won't, will not be able to give out their criteria. That means we are just waiting and waiting. Okay. All right, guys. If you guys are watching our live show for the first time, let me introduce to all of you. My name is Mahinder Singh, and I'm being assisted by Mr. Malvinder Singh. Our names are very similar. Both of us are migration agents. Our office is based in Adelaide, South Australia. You can come to, if you're based in South Australia, you can get on-spot consultation. If you visit our office, we are located at level 4, 68 Grenfell Street. We also have an office at outskirts where Maddie generally sits. That's in Manningham, only a few kilometers away from city. It is very convenient for those people who are not able to come to city because of parking issues. So you can come and see Maddie there. No matter whether you book consultation with me or Maddie, I would always be there. So you have that peace of mind that you're going to get top-notch advice whenever you come and see any of us. How to see us? You can book appointment from the website www.eems.com.au. And if you guys are watching us for the first time, and if you haven't hit that follow or like and share button, please do it now, because we conduct these live shows very frequently. At Endeavour Education and Migration Service, we take it very, very seriously, because we want to make sure that the advice that we give changes your life. That's our goal. And we know more lives we change, more money we are going to make. So we have a retrospective approach, not the money first, but the lives first, and then money follows that. We work differently, and a lot of our clients who are working with us probably would already know that. And I'm always open for improvements. I'm always open for feedbacks. If you have any feedback, I would love to hear that. You can simply send me a message on WhatsApp if you have any feedback about our live shows, our services, or as a whole. Okay. Deep Sharma, I'm going to ask the deep question here. What are the chances for financial investment advisor 2020 by the Gyara class 190 at 85.95? I'm not sure what state you are located. Financial advisor, if you are employed, employment is strong. If you are in if you are in Victoria, pretty good chances. Similarly, New South Wales as well. Your point seems to be fine. So it's just a matter of waiting. And if you don't get invited, probably explore employer-sponsored visa options too. Next question is from Sahil. Sahil is saying, hi, sir, partner visa waiting time for India 3 or 9. Any documents required? Does we need to new joint in India or non-investment? So look, generally, Rohit, partner visas, as I said earlier, I think you've spoken to me in the previous live session. I'm not sure if I'm not getting it wrong. But in partner visa, money is not a problem. Okay. Only joint account statement is required to justify that you have joint commitments and liabilities together. But as such, how much money you have in the account, that doesn't really matter a lot as such, because you're not actually showing funds and things like that, like we do it for student visas and certain other visas. So it should be all right. Okay. All right. Now we are going to move to questions on TikTok.
Okay, we have a question from Trisha. My visa is going to expire in November. If my employer as SPS and my nomination do not come, what I need to do?
So I think Trisha, Maddie, you probably can answer that question.
Trisha, so technically, once his nomination do not come,
Even if the outcome for nomination does not come, you can still lodge the application, your visa application, and you'll get a bridging visa A. Trisha? Okay. So in employer-sponsored visas, especially SID 482, you have 3 steps to do. First one is a SBS. Second one is nomination. Third one is a visa lodgement. Now, nomination can only be lodged if SBS is done, and visa application can only be lodged if nomination is lodged. So we can do SBS, nomination, and visa application together after another, even on the same day. One, second, and third, even on the same day. Once your visa application is lodged, that is the time when you get your bridging visa A granted, and that bridging visa A will become active on the same night when your current visa runs out. That's how it works. I hope that helps, and I hope that is something you were after.
So, I'll take another question.
Sonu, I'm still waiting to hear back about your case. Hopefully, we hear back from them soon. You have submitted all your results, and I hope we get some good news soon. Okay.
Right.
Yonten Funso, what is the chance of civil drafts person with 85 points for 491 in Western Australia? Can't really comment. If you are a civil drafts person, I try to avoid my assertions. In civil drafts person, I really can't comment. I do not have any client with that skills assessment and with that occupation. But generically, 85 points for 491 seems to be reasonable in Western Australia, but department may have many other considerations. Western Australian migration may have many other considerations to invite people. It could not just be the point. They look at many different things.
You just take this question. Software engineer, an application programmer, offshore applicant, 85 points, 189, 90 for 190, 100 for 191. EUI submitted on October 2024. Chances for pre-invite for any of these?
So, Pujan Shrestha, look, IT is not in priority given Australia is undergoing a housing shortage crisis. So they're nominated, most of the priority occupations are construction, and health has been always the priority. IT can only get invited at very high points, but I think at 85 points for 189, you're not competitive for 189. And when we look at IT, certain states such as New South Wales and Victoria, these are 2 states where IT occupations can get invited even from offshore, but the competition is very, very high. I would recommend you to improve your points if you have any room to increase them. If not, think about employer-sponsored visa as well. If you have great skills, find an IT company here through contacts and probably get 482 visa, come here, and then work your way to PR in future.
Okay, Nepal, after ART hearing, how long it's going to take for department to make decision, Sergi?
Look, after ART hearing, it should not take like 2 to 3 months. Sometimes they take this long. Most of our cases got decided between 4 to 8 weeks. This is just my experience, 4 to 8 weeks. But in some cases, people have reported a bit longer time. But your migration agent can always approach the department and probably write to global feedback unit to make decision on your application. Okay, so many questions will get scrolled up on TikTok. I apologize, guys. Today's session is big, so there are lots of people viewing us on Facebook, YouTube, as well as on TikTok. So I again let all of you guys know, if you guys have not hit that follow button so far, especially on TikTok, please do it right away and right now so you don't miss any videos in future. Yep.
Okay, just hold on. Singh001 says, hi, if owner wants to sell his restaurant, I just received my 186 direct entry. Any issues on my visa?
Should not be a problem as such. I can't really comment. Your agent would be the one to answer that question, who assisted you with the application. But if there is no foul play and if everything was done properly, selling a restaurant should not affect 186 visa. Generally, nothing affects this visa as such. But I'm just telling you, it should not have any impact on your application or on your visa, which is already granted.
A question from Ash: How part-timers aged care 2 years fit equivalent counted? 2 years full-time equivalent counted. Am I eligible for 186 if I have 4,500 hours?
Ash, I'm not sure what your question is about. Your question seems to be related to age and disabled carer under DAMA. Can you do 186 directly under age and disabled care under DAMA? No, you can't. You may be able to do under age care labor agreement. We haven't done a lot of cases in age care labor agreement so far, so I can't really comment much. But if you talk about DAMA, we do lots of South Australian DAMAs. In that case, yes, if you have like 2 years of part-time work experience, it is counted. But in SA DAMA, as an aged or disabled carer, you can only do subclass of 482 or 494. You can't do 186 direct and 186 under DAMA. You can only do it after 2 years. After 2 years on 482.
Question from Maya. If you are dependent on 485 visa but studying bachelor's in nursing, will you be able to apply for 485 again? So the dependent is studying nursing at the moment.
No. Do you know why?
It's not
for applying for student visa, you must be a holder of student visa, or you must have held student visa within last 6 months.
For 485, you meant?
Absolutely. So this is a primary requirement.
Yeah.
So if you study on 485 visa as a secondary applicant, if you were a secondary 485 holder, or you are a 485 holder as a secondary visa applicant, then you study on 485 visa. Can you apply for another 485 visa? No, because you never held a student visa within last 6 months, or you're not a holder of student visa today.
Sure, yeah, that's right.
Someone had a question about disability services officer. Ali is asking disability services officer, any chance for 491 or 190 from South Australia? Yes, I would say yes. As a disability services officer, especially if you're working in outer regional, you can get 491 or 190, provided your company is very strong and your employment is very strong as well. Strong employment is reflected by high wage, basically. So if your package is approximately 75 or maybe higher, your company is a reasonably big company, then they can get invited. But if you have just created a disability services officer job out of a small NDIS company where you only have like 6 or 7 staff, then it would be very, very difficult, because the employment would not be considered strong in that case. Grewal?
Training visa possible as a room leader, 1 year experience as assistant childcare educator.
ट्रेनिंग वीजा वास्ते ग्रेवाल ट्रेनिंग वीजा वास्ते एक लिस्ट है, ठीक है, ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ट्रेनिंग वीजा ਦੀ ਲਿਸਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਐਜੂਕੇਟਰ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ अर्ली चाइल्डहुड टीचर है. But if you have 1 year of work experience, then you can go for a visa as a childcare worker or a room leader for it too. Okay, I think you do not have enough clarity. Guys, we want to help everyone. This is our goal. We want to help everyone. When we hear stories where people say, sir, I was not aware. Today, right now, you have that chance. You got a person in front of you who genuinely want to help you. So you have a chance. If you have never seen anyone helping you before, or you have never been satisfied when you went and see a migration agent, you have a chance to book appointment with me today. Do it right now, and we are going to change your whole course of action in next couple of years and help you making a PR pathway. But remember, you got to listen to us. I'm not going to say that you want to hear. I'm going to say what is right for you, what is going to work for you, depending upon your circumstances. And you have to take that advice on board as well. Okay, your life does not change if you don't make any changes in your life. Your life changes only when you actually think outside the box and start making those changes. There are lots of people who have the potential, but they somehow are restricted because they are just sitting in their comfort zone. You don't want to make a move. You don't want to spend any money on gaining skills. You just want to seek to live in comfort zone, and that's where the major problem lies. Don't stay in your comfort zone unless you're a permanent resident in Australia. Stay in your comfort zone. After that, you can choose whatever you want to do once you have your permanent residency on you. Otherwise, if you think that, oh, you're going to have fun like your other friend who is a permanent resident, you can't do that. Okay, so first to secure a residency, then go and live your life. No issues.
Okay.
Baji,
Okay, buddy.
Malik Shahid.
Malik? Which one? Sorry. So Malik Shahid says, Master in Computer Science, I believe, doing
Professional year.
professional year on 485, 1.5 years left. What is the best PR pathway?
The Malik side किन्ने दस्या कि professional year कर दो. If you have skills, if you're currently employed in IT, great skills. If nothing else materializes, you can go for employer sponsored visa. Okay, but if you are just doing professional year to get a skills assessment and you're waiting in Sydney and Melbourne and having dreams and just driving Uber, nothing's gonna help. I'm being very honest and very, very open and very rude as well. Sometimes people say to me, Mahinder, you're very rude. Yes, I'm rude. Why I'm rude? Because I genuinely want to help you guys. No one listens if you're too soft, and that's why probably other agents had that approach with you and it never worked. So basically, if you come to us, sometimes I'm going to force you to make decisions because we know those decisions are going to change your life. I'm a parent. My daughter is 16. Maddie's daughter is 13. I have a son 10. So we have gone through all this circle. I do understand how young people brain works. Okay, and I'm not your dad, so you don't have to worry about it, right? At least you take the advice on board, ask necessary question, get all the doubts cleared, and work on your plan, the plan that we tell you. Only then you see the results. I'm not, as I said earlier, I say that all the times, we are not only after your money, we are after your life. We want to make your life, and God has given us this opportunity to sit in this chair as a migration agent where we get to speak to lots of people, hundreds of people, and we take this responsibility very, very seriously.
Okay. We do have a Malika Paul asking a question. What's the processing time for skill assessment for NMAC for direct care workers?
Look, NMAC skills assessment generically 4 to 6 weeks or sometimes 8 weeks. It's just a generic time.
Okay. We have a question.
I have a question here from, I think, Super Trader. The Super Trader Rohan, sir, my occupation is 342311 and I'm waiting for invitation for last 2.5 years. Jyoti Te Gyara, I'm not sure. Office machine technician or office equipment technician, I'm not sure. So Mr. Super Trader, I'm not sure ki, you are eligible for 189, 491 or 190. I need to check that occupation. I don't know on top of my head. I can't really see much information about that occupation. So just give me one sec. So your occupation is only eligible for 491, okay, and it is as such not very competitive. So I'm not sure where you are located. I'm not sure how you can place yourself in a better position. I really don't know. So I would recommend you to book appointment so we can look at your scenario and figure out whether your occupation, how you can improve your chances to get invited. I'll take a couple of questions from you.
Can't spell the name, but I'm in China and I'm looking for a university to master. So basically, I think he's looking for a master's.
So look, if anyone is located anywhere other than Australia, if you're looking to study, I would recommend you to check and find a nearest IDP office. Okay, I think in Australian education, and especially admissions in Australian universities, they are the best one to help. We also take some cases from offshore, but we only take quality cases where we don't have to put a lot of energy and time and effort.
A question from Sun Guy says, can we lodge 482 and 186 together for employer sponsorship?
You can. Why not? But why would you do that, Songai? Why would you do that? I'm not sure. Why would you do that? Why would you take two fees? Two fees for nomination, two fees for a visa application. You're gonna spend like maybe 20 grand on this whole work. It's expensive process. Why would you go for both?
Go for 186.
If you're eligible for 186, go for 186. If you're not, then go for 482. Why both? You need a really good migration agent who specializes in employer-sponsored visas. We are one of them. So you can book appointment and we can figure out what is the best way to go forward.
Okay, we have a Luke's lady over here. I have completed bachelor's in community services. Shall I qualify for 189 or 491? So
एक क्वेश्चन है ऑजी स्टूडेंट्स पाजी की करिए वेल्डर नु कोई इनवाइट नहीं आया पाजी so waiting more than 189 go for 186 look, what I would recommend, if your visa is still valid for some more months, okay, and if before your visa runs out you're able to complete 186 requirements, say 3 years experience requirements and all that, then that is also a good option. Okay, remember, you continue to be eligible for 189 until your 186 is granted, or your 482 is even if your 482 is granted, you're still eligible for 189. Okay, so दोनों प्रोसेस सैपरेटली चलते जे ਤੁਹਾਡਾ एम्प्लॉयर ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬੋਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ 482 ਨਹੀਂ ਲੈਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੁਣ ਪਰ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਵਰਕ ਐਕਸਪੀਰੀਅੰਸ ਪੂਰਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਊਗਾ ਕਰੰਟ ਵੀਜ਼ਾ ਰਨ ਆਊਟ ਹੋਣ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲੇ 482 ਵਾਸਤੇ ਤਾਂ ਸੌਰੀ 186 ਵਾਸਤੇ ਤਾਂ ਵੇਟ ਕਰ ਲਓ 186 ਹੀ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਟਲੀ ਪਾਓ ਵੈਲਡਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 186 ਤੇ ਸੋਲਿਡ ਚਾਂਸਸ ਹਨ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਦੇ 186 ਪਾ ਕੇ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਅਜੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਸੈਸਿੰਗ 'ਚ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ 189 ਦਾ ਇਨਵਾਈਟ ਆਂਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ 189 ਪਾ ਕੇ 186 ਵਿਡਰਾਅ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਦੈਟ ਇਜ਼ ਸਮਥਿੰਗ ਦੈਟ ਕੈਨ ਬੀ ਡਨ ठीक है ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਏਜੰਟ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਕਰਕੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਕੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਸਾਰੀ ਕੰਸਲਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਲਓ ਮੇਰੇ ਸਾਲ ਅਗਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਅਪਾਇੰਟਮੈਂਟ ਬੁੱਕ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਈਮੇਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਅਗਰ 3 ਸਾਲ ਦਾ ਵੀਜ਼ਾ ਆਲਰੇਡੀ ਹੈਗਾ ਹੈ for it to just granted for 3 years 3 ਸਾਲ ਦਾ ਵੀਜ਼ਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ 186 ਦੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਰਿਕੁਆਇਰਮੈਂਟ ਪੂਰੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਫਿਰ ਪਾ ਦਿਓ 186 ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਅਗਰ ਜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਂਦਾ ਇਨਵਾਈਟ Okay,
we have a question.
Jojo is asking how long does ART take? So ART processing times, I'm gonna please Jojo, please come to my live show. So on YouTube, I'm gonna show you the screen here. Please bring this question on YouTube. Mohinder Mara Agent, that's our YouTube channel. I can show you here. For those who are not aware of our YouTube channel, you can see we are live here and you can see Mohinder Mara Agent here. And I'm going to show you processing times for migration related matters on ART. There we go. So let me see.
These many days, yeah.
Yeah. So nomination and sponsor approvals. Okay, these times are in days. So 50% of the cases are decided in 974 days.
Almost 3 years.
All 2.5 to 3 years time. And can you imagine 95% of the cases can take 4 years or more. Okay, partner visas, this much time. Skilled linked visas 442 909, these are all times in days. Student visa refusal 341 days, 761 days for 90% of the applications. I had few ARTs lodged for student visa refusal in September 2023. We are almost getting to September 2025. We haven't heard back from ART at all. So ART processing times, and if you just say all migration cases average 460 for 50% of applications, and 1692 days for 90% of the applications. Okay, so ART times are like so long. So you need a right strategy. If you are on ART, you need to, because these times are long. In one sense it's good, in one sense it's not. In one sense it's good, especially for those who have no hope in winning in ART. It is very good because you're getting time to stay in Australia while you are able to probably gain another skill and move on to other visa and withdraw ART if you have no hope to success. Remember, everything should be done by a plan. And who makes a plan for you? Your migration agent. If your migration agent puts you at the front and his pocket at the back, he can make informed decision, and you can make informed decision by that advice. But if the agent puts his pocket in front of you as a client, then that's where things go wrong. Okay, at Endeavor Education and Migration Services, we take it very seriously. You're not just a number for us, but you are a person for us, and we want to make sure that our advice is life changing, and you get what you want from us if you come to us and if you work with us for your pathways. Yeah.
Question from Avish. Hi, sir. Subsequent entry for visa 494 processing in W8 time, please. So.
Okay, so 494. Okay, very good question. Let me see if we are able to see 494 processing times. Do you have it?
Subsequent entry? Yes.
Subsequent. I won't be able to see subsequent entrant. Generally, subsequent entrant 494 can take up to 8 to 12 months, I believe, just roughly, because I can't see that figure here. But if I put in generic category of 494, then I would say it can take up to, so current processing is 7 to 11 months. So anything close to 8, 9, 10, 11 months, somewhere close to that. I'm not sure how long it's been since you lost your visa. If you're still within that time, you should just wait.
So Kansha says, any option for EN working experience 8 months now in New South Wales?
Akansha, New South Wales regional, if your salary is close to Tismit salary, even if you're working 20 hours per week, you can get nomination as a 491 direct state nomination in pathway 1 in New South Wales. If your visa allows you to stay in Australia for another 6 to 12 months, Tasmania could be an option as well if you find full-time job there, and if you move there with full-time job and start from the very first day. So after 6 months or sometimes 3 months, depending on how they change their criteria, you could be eligible.
We have a question from Max. What's the cutoff points for early childhood teacher in today's 189?
85. 85.
So another question, 189 invitation after today. So as I think you said, after 60 days, most likely.
So we don't expect any 189 round for next 60 days. Anything the department decide about 189, it has to happen after 60 days, because 60 days is the time the department allows you to lodge your visa application after they have invited you.
Hi, sir. I just lodged student visa. Can I travel?
You can't travel on bridging visa A. You can only travel on bridging visa B with slight risk. Yeah. Okay, I've got a question here from Abhishesh Kaseram. Hi, sir. Subsequent entry
I think the same question.
For visa 494 processing time in Western Australia, please. I think we have answered that question.
Yeah.
Okay, my question is, my partner is 79 years old. I am 33 years old on a student visa. Is it possible to go for a partner visa? Look, if the case is genuine and legitimate, there should not be any problem. There's no age limit for a sponsor. There's no age limit for applicant. But in this case, you can see your partner is almost 2.5 times older than you. I'm not saying your visa cannot be granted, but it would go through a lot of scrutiny given that long age difference. Okay, so I'm not saying it is not possible, okay, because there's no criteria that stops you from making a partner visa application, but your application would undergo a strong scrutiny. Okay, book appointment with me, make sure you and your partner both are there, and let's discuss. I want to know more, so I can recommend you to go in the right direction.
Sure. We have a now looks lady again. You forgot to respond to me. Okay, what's the question? I completed bachelor's community services essay. Is 189 or 491 best?
So first of all, looks lady, community service skills assessment is not eligible for 189. So that's out of the way. You're only eligible for 190 and 491, and 190 and 491 are state-based visas. You're also required to meet state's criteria, and state nomination is in South Australia is not open yet. However, if you are lost, you don't know what to do, it is worth booking appointment with me from our website, and we can make a plan for you guys. Our consultation charges are $165. In future, if you sign up with us for any of the services, that $165 will become part of the final quote, so you don't lose anything. Okay, the purpose here is to compensate our time that we spent in the consultation. Most of the consultations run for half an hour to 45 minutes, because I want to make sure I address every single question. Because when you walk off out of that consultation, you know what you're required to do in next 1 to 2 years to secure your PR in Australia. Okay, and it doesn't happen just by taking the consultation. It happens by making the right decisions and right choices. People who make right choices at the right time are the ones who actually are the ones who actually who got these 189 invitations today. Okay, so make sure you have a proactive agent who is helping you every step along the way. So book that appointment today and change your life. That's all how I would say it.
Okay.
एक क्वेश्चन है प्रीत ढिलन सर, कोई इनवाइट आया 189 ਦਾ ਸ਼ੈਫ ਵਾਸਤੇ। ਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਵੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਆਇਆ ਅੱਜ, but you may probably hear other agents, genuine agents, to probably share about their data. ਕੁਝ ਏਜੰਟ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ, ਮਤਲਬ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਮਤਲਬ ਲੈਂਗੁਏਜ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਐਕਸਪਲੋਇਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਬੱਚੇ ਨੂੰ ਬੁਲਾਉਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ। ਬਟ ਸਾਡਾ ਕੋਈ ਇਨਵਾਈਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਇਆ ਸ਼ੈਫ ਦਾ ਟੁਡੇ। I'm not sure of others, but ਅਗਰ ਆਇਆ ਹੋਊਗਾ, that information will be published in this here somewhere here invitation rounds website. If you look at this tab, so it would be published here in this tab. And how do I get to this tab? I just Google 189 round, surplus 189 round, and I get to this tab. So that information will be published here at some stage. Okay.
Question from Master G. What next if not invited for 189 with 70 points? Regional RN.
But if you're not, so 70 points से 189 तक आ भी नहीं सकता, ठीक है मास्टर जी? So you can't get 189 at 70 points, because the latest cutoff for 70 so RN was 80 or 80. Okay, so regional ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 491 if you are employed in regional, and if you are in New South Wales, and if you're employed for some 3 or 4 or 5 months, you could be eligible for 491 pathway 1 from New South Wales when the state nomination opens. Okay.
We have a question from Akanksha, restaurant managers working in regional New South Wales 8 months now. Not sure what's the question.
So before that, I'm going to answer Manish's question, I think on YouTube. Manish is asking, sir, do we expect this processing time to be reduced in future? Yes, absolutely we do. They keep on fluctuating. Okay, but remember, look at the cycle. Nowadays, there are no more 190 491 applications going in, and then they won't go in unless the states open. Probably it can take the next 3 or 4 or 5 weeks for states to get open and probably get invitations. So they won't receive any more applications for next 3 to 4 weeks. So maybe in next 1 to 2 months, these 491 and 190 processing times will reduce. However, the soon states open and then they start inviting people for 190 and 491, it is going to shoot up again. Okay, and we also need to be careful about 189 too. Generally, when 189 round comes, that also adds to that longer queue of processing. Okay, so it's a complex matter, how these processing times change over a period of time.
Another question: do you know how many people get invited for 491 family sponsored?
No data yet, Preet Dillon. A भी data आना है अजय, please wait करो. ठीक है? That is the website where you will get all that data published soon.
I just got lost that question, but anyhow, says I think Akanksha, restaurant manager working in regional New South Wales, 8 months now. So
Akanksha, if you're working as a restaurant manager in regional New South Wales, Pathway 1 can also be a good option for you. We are just waiting for New South Wales to open. I'm not sure. Remember, you got to have a salary of at least TISMIT. So that was the requirement, and that has gone to 76,550 now. So if you're working less than that, you may not be eligible for New South Wales Pathway 1 for state nomination if they do not give you additional benefit or advantage where they give some salary concessions to employers. So we are just waiting for states to open and announce their criteria.
A question from Mary: can I bring my husband on visiting visa, Mr. Visa, I believe? Yes, you can, but this one.
AD is saying, can you bring your husband on a visiting visa? Absolutely, husband can come to Australia for a visiting visa, but it is difficult to get a visiting visa if unless you only get visiting visa to Australia if the applicant has very strong family ties, financial ties, and social ties to the home country. Okay. पाजी नर्सिंग जॉब दा कोई समझ नहीं आया.
पाजी नर्सिंग जॉब दा कोई
हुंदल प्लीज अपना इलैबोरेट करो क्वेश्चन. मतलब नर्सिंग दा इनवाइट आया. यस, नर्सिंग दा इनवाइट आया 80 to 85 पॉइंट्स थे, बट नर्सिंग जॉब दे बारे तुसी पूछो. I really can't say much.
Okay, we have a question from.
So someone is saying, Sony Sunar is saying, which skill assessment is better, NEC or aged care nurse with 1.5 year experience? NEC is generic skills assessment. Everyone will have it. If you're able to get aged care nurse skill assessment, that would be better because that requires 3 years of work experience. Okay, so NEC skills assessment is at the rock bottom. We had one NEC invited at 85 points, but we had critical care and emergency nurse invited at 80 points. So can you see NEC at 85 and critical emergency nurse invited at 80 points? So similarly, aged care nurse would have higher chances of getting invited. Harishika Patil can't really say if any mechanical engineer were invited. Not any of my client, unfortunately.
Okay, we have a question again from Bindi Sabartwal. Is there any PR pathway for Bachelor of Medical, Molecular and Forensic Science, major in biomedical science?
Absolutely. Look, Bini Saha Baratullah, look, science-related occupation, especially molecular and forensic science, is pretty good. As long as you have some technical job, because most of the times there are a lot of different occupations. You can have skills assessment assessed by vet assess. They require relevant degree plus at least 1 year of a full-time work experience. So even if the work experience is 20 hours per week is fine as well, as long as you have that justified work experience. So your degree is pretty good. It is just that you need to choose the right occupation and have a job. And there are other things that you need to consider, like high English and PowerPoints and all that stuff. And even to some extent, state too.
Okay. Hello, I applied for RN with 80 points around 2 weeks ago, but I did not get the invitation.
What was that? RN with 80 points?
Yes,
2 weeks ago? I didn't know. So remember, guys, again, this is a question for TURF 13, right?
This one from user.
So if you guys are on YouTube or on Facebook, please bring your questions there, because I want to share this information again that I shared a couple of maybe 45 minutes before in the live show. Okay, so if you want to know the data points and all that, I'm going to show you. So you go to your browser and you just select 189 round. So you go to your browser. I hope you guys are able to see my screen. So you go to your browser, select 189 round, and this is the first page that opens up. Now this is the place where you can see information about rounds. So look at, they have given you overview, occupation ceiling, they have the different headings of the page, and they have given you all the information here. So, and they also have information about expression of interest, and a little bit other bits and pieces. So in overview, they have given you information that 189 and 491 under family sponsored are invited by Department of Home Affairs directly. Guys, please bring all the questions on YouTube and Facebook. I'm sharing very good information there. You don't want to miss that. Now, if you scroll up, you can see occupation ceilings, where they have written that every occupation has some ceiling. That means a definite number of invitations the department is going to issue you. That's what the meaning of ceiling is. We don't know how many of what is the limit, or what is the ceiling limit for any specific occupation. Only Department of Home Affairs know. But we know that some occupations are invited more as compared to other occupations. So health is invited in large numbers. Similarly, construction, because at the moment we are facing housing crisis in Australia, so construction is in high priority. So there is a ceiling limit for as well, and childcare teachers as well, early childhood teachers, that's also their priority too. So they have given that information here. They have also mentioned here about invitation process, and this is very, very important for everyone to understand. So they always invite EYs with the highest points. So that's their first criteria. And if they have many EYs on the same number of points, then they invite those EYs, the oldest EYs, with the highest number of points. That means if your EY has 85 points, and there are another like 200 people on 85 points, so they are going to look at the time when any particular EY received highest points, what date they received. So those are the people who are going to get invited. So for example, there are 85 people, there are 100 people at the same points, and they only want to invite 10 people. So they are going to select those 10 people in a way, and just to make sure that people who got highest points updated in their EY in that priority. And sometimes the department may also have date as well as at particular time, so those people will get invited. So it is really, really important to continue working on your points. It's a critical factor. So for example, if I have 85 points today, if someone had 85 points and their EY was updated tomorrow, they wanted to invite just one person, I would get invitation first, and that person won't if they only had one place. That's how it works. Now this screen also shows you, or this link also shows you previous invitation rounds. The recent data, the round that happened today, is not updated here. That information may get published in next 2 to 3 weeks. Keep an eye on that. So they also give data about the recent rounds and how many people were invited. So this one is for 7th of November 2024. You can see here. They also give you cutoff on 7th of November 2024. What was the minimum cutoff? For example, agriculture consultant were invited at 85 points. That does not mean they're going to invite agriculture consultant at 85 points this year as well. This cutoff can change depending on how many EYs they have and what is their ceiling limit for that particular occupation. Okay, so really need to understand these statistics, and these can change as well in future. They have also on the same page, if you scroll down, you can also see here, they also give information about the state nomination too. Okay, how was their program, what kind of invitations they gave, and how many seats they received, and whether all these seats were exhausted or not. So this is a critical link for you guys to observe or keep observing if you are looking for 190, 491, 189, and this is the page we refer to when we need that data. There's no other direct link I have with Department of Home Affairs. There's no internal link or anything. We also have access to the same information. However, on top of that, we have access to the LegendCom as a migration professional, where all the rules and regulations are updated and seen. And we have this exposure when we have helped hundreds of people to get those visas. So you have that backing of that full experience. Not only that, professional approach, accountability, transparency. We do all that when we assist you. So if you need to discuss your case with us, want to make a plan for next 1 to 2 years, head to my website and book appointment today. I'm speaking too much. Probably, Maddie, you need to speak a little bit.
All right.
I will help you.
So Dipesh Oja is repeating the question again and again. Baji, we got 75 points in RN. Do you think we can get 189? I think
दिपेश 5 पॉइंट होर बढ़ा लो, ओके सोके कुछ ना कुछ हो जाऊंगा,
बिल्कुल,
क्योंकि 80 थे. Let me check.
I think 80 the cutoffs, अपना NEC them.
But I can also check here. दिपेश अगर तुसी स्क्रीन देखो. Yes. So we had 6,814 people waiting for invites as NEC skills assessment. Okay, RN NEC skills assessment, you can see here. Okay, now out of these, most people who got invited for NEC were 85 or higher. Okay, there may be some some NEC applicants with 80 points who may have got invited as well. So, and this is one, and then I'm talking of a registered nurse. So I'm looking at critical and emergency. So these registered nurses were only 1347, and we had one invited at 92 points. So that means if someone got invited at 92 points, at 80 points, there were 92 people invited. So that means they may have invited at least 140 or 150 people in this occupation. There are total 1,347 this. So there are lots of people waiting. So NEC skills assessment is very competitive, but if you have aged care or any other specified skill assessment in nursing occupation, it can probably help you stand out of that crowd, and you may have better prospects for 189 and even 190 and 491. Okay, but remember, even if you have skills assessment in that occupation, you can still claim points for NEC as well, because they are closely related occupations.
Okay, we have a question from Omar. Sir, I have 75 points for community worker for subclass 190 in WA. So
I think points WA has their different considerations. They have different streams, but 75 points, just having 75 points and having no relevant work experience, I don't think it is very competitive in Western Australia, from my understanding. I know you all want to hear a positive news, but unfortunately, I can't give you that that information which I don't believe is going to work out for you, right? So we are always practical and honest about what we talk in our live shows.
Question from Prajya says, I'm studying Masters of Civil and Structural at Uni Adelaide. What is my best move after graduation?
So Prajya, you are studying in one of the top university in Australia, G8. That degree is highly valuable. The moment you graduate, you'll get a 485 visa if your age limit is not more than 35. And during that time, find a job, okay, and then probably apply for a skill assessment as a civil engineer or even surveyor. I'm not sure, there are different occupations you can apply skills assessment. And yes, you'll be good to go. High English, superior English would be one of the requirements. And you can get invited for 189 and even 190 and 491 as well. If you need to make plan in advance, you can come and see us and get on the spot consultation. I've mentioned earlier, our consultation charges are $165. I have a question from Khizar Habib. Best way to be in Australia as quick as possible for licensed pharmacist. There's no as quick as possible, Kabir. First of all, if you have an employer in Australia, They can sponsor you. Probably that visa can materialize in 4 or 5 months from the date of lodgement. That could be relatively quicker.
I think he still has to do some exams.
He's saying licensed pharmacist. So if you're licensed in Australia, then you can. Navdeep Singh, any civil technician invited? Can't comment anything because I did not have any applicant like that. Pharmacist, 85 points. Any chance for 119 Victoria? The time will tell. Patience is saying which state was going to wing for invites. So no say. So Patience, I think Patience, you're already our client. I'm pretty acquainted with your name. Okay. No state gave 491 invitations today because 491 is a state-based visa. States are not open yet. That may happen in next few weeks. States are still waiting for allocation from Department of Home Affairs.
Okay, we have a question from Hawk. It has the same question. Okay, 85 for 190, 95 for 491. Master Cybersecurity in WA, 2 years experience. TR till 2027.
So your TR is still valid for maybe 2 years or so. You can wait. That's all I would recommend. And line up your employer for employer-sponsored visa as well if nothing else materializes. I think you'll have enough work experience, so you can even go for 186 direct entry if your skills are impeccable and if your employer is willing.
Question from the Ash, is 482 possible for aged care?
Is 482 possible for aged care? Yes, under Dharma labor agreement in certain areas. Aged care labor agreement, or in certain areas it could be Dharma labor agreement. Patience is okay. I thought they said 491 lol. Yes, I am on 407 visa and just waiting to get invites. Okay, all the best to you, Patience. Okay. Guys, if you have not hit that follow button or subscribe button so far, please do it now. And because we do these live shows very frequently, 2 or 3 times in a week, and we try to give you as much as information as we can from our side. But remember, it is not possible for us to get all the information that we need on these live shows to make an assessment on your profile. This is why you have opportunity to book appointment with us. You can do so from our website. So the website address is scrolling on the screen if you're on YouTube and on Facebook. And if you're on TikTok, you can find our details from our profile there. Okay. So we will continue for a few more minutes. Please continue typing questions.
So I have a question from Turf. Can I change sponsor for Gardener General if current sponsor business is closed?
So what was that? Sorry.
The question is, can I change a sponsor for Gardener if the current sponsor business is closed?
So if you are made redundant by your employer and you hold a 482 visa, you have 6 months. During 6 months, you can do anything, but within 6 months, you have to find another employer and do nomination and visa again.
Yeah.
Okay. So suppose if your employer is changed or employer sold the business to someone else and that company does not want to retain you, you have 6 months, or even if they want to retain you, but their business has changed 6 months down the track, you can do nomination with the new ABN as well. No issues.
We have a question from Lagapa, studying MPA in Perth, and because of age limit, not here. So what are the options without studying again?
You need to book appointment so we can figure out your previous work experience, your background, your qualification, so we can recommend you something. Please book appointment. Okay, I'm going to touch on this question again from Patience. Patience is saying, so the 189 invite today is based on what quota, cause they haven't announced 2025 quota. I am pretty confused because I thought last invites in November was the last and they had used up a 2024 quota. Absolutely, you're right, Patience. Remember, every year we have a different quota, right? This year quota is not announced, but that's only for 491 and 190, okay? right? That's only for 491 and 190. For 189, they don't need to give you any quota. They generally follow the trend. Either it is 190,000 or 195,000 in total migration program. And out of that, 23 or 24 was 189 last financial year. Now, what is happening? I think the states are really asking for a lot of quota from the department, and department is not able to make decision. And I think they are also changing or making some changes, especially to make this whole skilled migration, especially state-based migration, to help put more people in regional areas and help let those people stay in regional areas for longer time so they can contribute to regional economy. So if this is what is happening, the state nomination may get delayed more. However, the government is also under pressure when employers are about to lose their employees because their visa is running out, and the employer is not willing to spend another 10 or 15,000 to retain their employer on top of the wage that you're already paying to you. That it also puts pressure on the government as well. So probably the government thought, let's give 189 in round first. All those high creamy type of applicants would get invited now. It will give them a little bit of a relief while they are able to sort out this allocation of quota to states. Okay, that's how it works. You got to have full understanding of the system. The whole purpose of migration is to support the economy. Okay, and how do you support the economy? If you are using the skilled migrants and their skills to in that particular occupation, so that is how you can address the skill shortage. But if you are not actually working in the skill, then it is difficult for them because it defeats the whole purpose. So if you have very high points and you have been just driving Uber or just doing skill level 4 jobs here and there or security and all that, they're not really interested in you. And probably this is how the migration is going to change in future, and this is what we expect to do at well, and probably right thing as well, because if you want skilled visa, you must be working in a skilled job.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys, so many questions are coming. It was a wonderful catching up with all of you guys. We'll give another few minutes. We still have like 46 people watching us live on TikTok, so we will give a few more minutes, and if you have any other questions, you can please bring those questions up.
We have a question from Gawa P. I'm RN, I got 70 points, but my student visa is expiring. My employer is happy to give me 407, please.
Gaba, please book appointment with me so we can discuss in detail. Okay? Please book appointment with me from this website. I need to know a few more things: your family scenario, your financial circumstances, your current location, your level of English, so we can come up with a whole plan for you. So 189 round has just happened today. Another one may happen 60 days away from today. And 491 and 190, we can't say much because states has not been given any allocation yet. Can you call? No, you cannot call today. We are not taking any calls today. The only way for you to get to talk to me is through the booking appointment. And remember, rest assured, you pay $165 for booking consultation today. You get all that money, become a part of the final quote if we assist you with any migration work in future. Pradeep is saying, do we have any one-year course and do skills assessment for 5 points? Yes, graduate diploma in early childhood teaching can get you 5 points. There's no other one-year course that can allow you to get 5 points within a year. Saddam Hussein. Rajesh.
Rajesh. Sir, I finished 1 year fast track trade course in 8 months. Will it affect for skill assessment or for
Rajesh, there are lots of dodgy providers out there. Close. There are lots of dodgy providers out there. Okay. And if that qualification is not recognized, in future, it can give you a problem.
We have Norman Bhati. He says, I'm doing Bachelor's of Psychology. Should I continue or switch it? Switch if yes, which degree I switch to?
Norman, please send us a message on WhatsApp. On this number, I'll get my counselor to have a chat with you. We want to know how far you are in that degree, and we need to know some other questions about your English, your financial capacity, your location, and all that, so we can give you a foolproof plan. So if you have education-related inquiries, admission and course change, you can simply send us a message on WhatsApp, and we pass on that details to our education counselor. He'll have a chat with you and advise you. If you need to talk to me, and if during the course change you need to speak to me, that 5 to 10 minutes chat with me is also free. But if you have any other migration related matter, you're required to book appointment, because we need to assess your scenario. We need at least half an hour to understand your scenario, address your question, give you full program, and make it write a letter of advice as well, so you know what we have discussed in the meeting is also available in black and white, and you can trust that information. Okay, last chance, guys. If you guys have not hit that follow button so far, please do it now. Gaba, this is what we are going to talk in the consultation, what you can do and what you can't do. That's why that consultation is. Guys, if you have not booked, hit that follow button so far, please do it now. We are about to finish this live show in next 2 or 3 minutes.
Last question, should we take?
Yes.
Dear question for DB, any beneficial to update skill assessment to mental health RN with 70 points for 189 for Victoria, Melbourne?
So mental health RN again would need 3 months of relevant work experience. Is that for RN?
That's right.
Yeah. 3 months of minimum work experience in mental health sector. And there was another question which was meaningful. Rinchen was saying RN with 75 points for 189, 80 points for 190 in Queensland. Any positive side? I don't think Queensland is the best, best area to best state to be in if they don't change their number of allocations. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you very much for your time. All the way. We are going to come back again next week, and there are lots of informative videos on our channels. So like and share, comment, and I'm just letting you know all that we are here to help. It is just you who can change your life by connecting with us. You connect with us and see how your thing change in future. All the best. Take care, and we'll see you in next live show.
Thank you, guys. Cheers.